Burnley, are you okay? Are you okay, Burnley? Burnley, are you okay? Are you okay, Burnley? That's right! Michael Jackson's Burnley unbeaten, of course, as they try to stay in the Premier League after a big week this past weekend, beating the likes of Southampton. But what's going to happen this weekend? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next! That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking for Matchday number 34 over in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in 1 second. If you know what you mean, smash your subscribe and keep your bang up to all things Blackburn Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof. Goodness gracious me, it's the race for the top, and it's the race to avoid the drop. Of course, we've got big competition still brewing all over the place, over the Premier League, in a very tight race, of course, for all sorts of bits and pieces. We'll take a look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. Of course, if you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe, check links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's get the deep end, of course, and revisit the results, of course, which were last week. A bit of an extended week it was. And there they are. Of course, Southampton, of course, a bit of a hot and cold week for them. Big win over Aston, they were. 1-0 win for them at St Mary's. I went the other way. Watford, of course, losing to Brentford, 2-1 loss there. And, of course, Brentford looked good. Up to 12. Meanwhile, Man United kept it close against Norwich City, 3-2 win for them. Meanwhile, the Geordies, 2-1 win over Newcastle. 2-1 win over Leicester City, up to 11th right now. Dizzy heights. They could even actually finish in the top 10 right now. Spurs, of course, shit show against Brighton there. West Ham with a 1-1 draw against Burnley. The Fricasauds, of course, Liverpool with their 4-0 demolition of Manchester United. Everton, of course, just a draw against Leicester City. Of course, what went down at Stamford Bridge, 4-2 loss it was. Goodness gracious me. The Geordies again pick up another result against Crystal Palace. Another win in the column for them. City, of course, 3-0 win against Brighton. Very resolute Brighton. Of course, right there, the bottom of the shops there. Burnley with a 2-0 win over Southampton. And I called it, lads. I did call it. What have I got there? I've got 3 there. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-piece, 7-piece. I think I got a 7-piece there. So let's take a look at where that'll put me in the table in a minute. Of course, Man City still running away with it. 1 point clear over Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool playing Everton this weekend. Of course, Man City look like they've got the easier resume, but of course they could still fluff their lines as well. Down the foot of the table, it looks like it's Norwich. It looks like it's Watford. And of course, Burnley and Everton got their own little squabble going on. And of course, Everton have a game in hand as well. So take from that from what you will. What about, of course, 7 was the magic number. There we go, boys. That's why they call me the kingpin of it all. That's right. Me, Max Sangani, Vincent Hong, and Rossa Frost got 7 as well. Well done to us all. Cafe Haag, of course. Well done to them guys. Of course, look, take a look at the patrons as well with respect to them. And of course, what does that do to the mini leaderboard? The mini leaderboard looks like this. This is from January onwards. Of course, Ivan is saying 74 points on the board. Well done to you, sir. Absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. Of course, and a big shout out to the patrons who are kicking ass right there. If you want to get involved in this 24-show Premier League, it is free. Please do this for the old algorithm and smash the thumbs up. I know you think it does bollocks, but it does do a lot, and it does get this content out there a little bit more. And of course, it will improve the numbers and it will improve the chance for this channel to grow a bit more into 2022. So please do just that. These are the games though that we're looking forward to for the next round of matches. I'm going to crunch down now the data like we do. Kick it all off with, of course, tomorrow, which is Saturday, April the 23rd. We kick it all off with Leicester up against Aston Villa. That's right, coming at you at the King Power Stadium. Now these two sides have played 31 times since 1994. 11 wins to Leicester, 10 wins to Aston Villa, and 10 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat, though, in the past 6 for Leicester right now, 58% form. Of course, up against the Aston Villa side, who've lost 4 in the bouts, 33% form for them heading into this match. Last time around, though, at the King Power was a 1-0 win for Aston Villa back in October 2020. The reverse fixture at Villa Park was a 2-1 for Aston Villa back in December. Meanwhile, Villa captains on the back of that 4-0 loss against Spurs, of course. They haven't won since they beat Leeds United way back, and of course, in October the 3rd, March the 10th. Of course, I've been in America too long and seen the numbers backwards. Meanwhile, of course, Everton did draw with Leicester last time around. The odds for this one, we've got 7-4 is your Leicester, 12-5 is your draw, and 31-20 is your Aston Villa on this one. Of course, I'm backing Leicester here to bounce back here with a 2-0 win for them, as of course the teams around them close in on them. The likes of Newcastle closing in on them. They want to finish as close as they can towards the European spots, but of course they've had a bit of a rough end of the stick for the time being. Next up, of course, we have the game of the day. It's Arsenal up against Manchester United in the race for 4th. Of course, bubbling up nicely. Now these two sides play each other 60 29 times, dudes, since 1993. 20 wins for Arsenal, 32 wins for Manchester United, and 17 draws. Of course, Man United, of course, hiring Ten Hag this week. Of course, he's not going to really take over the reins just yet. He's still got a job to do over in Ajax. But of course, the manager in waiting, we'll keep an eye on it. Up against Arsenal, of course, over at the Emirates now. Arsenal have just won twice the past 6 games, 33% form. Up against the Manchester United side, have also just won twice, 42% form over the last 6. Of course, the biggest win for Arsenal over Manchester United was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was an 8-2 win. Get that in your veins. Of course, last time around over at the Emirates, it was a 0-0 draw. That's back in January 2021. The reverse fixture over at Old Trafford this campaign was back in December. It was a 3-2 win for Manchester United as well. So Manchester United have just won once at the past 6. Of course, that was the most recent, of course, in December. So Arsenal not too shabby over the last 6 anyway. Arsenal a big 4-2 win over Chelsea. Big win for them on the road. Of course, giving the chances a big old boost. Meanwhile, Manchester United, of course, with that 4-0 loss against Liverpool, still ringing in their ears. Looking at the odds for this one then, 21-20 is your hosts, of course. That's Arsenal. 5-2 is draw, 5-2 is your away win. That is Manchester United, of course. I would love to see. I don't even know what I would like. I just want to see goals galore in it. I think I've got goals galore here. 2-1 in the end. Arsenal taking the win, and of course, probably ending Manchester United's hopes already. I think, and maybe leaving it up to Arsenal and Spurs to see who will go out and remain top 4. Next, of course, we have Brighton up against, of course, Southampton. That's coming at you on Sunday, April the 24th. Of course, now these two sides are played 19 times 2006, 3 wins for Brighton, 9 wins for Southampton, and 7 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat though in past 4 games for Brighton right now, 42% form heading into this. Up against the Southampton side, just 1 win and 6, 25% form heading into this. Also, last round over in Brighton, it was a 2-1 win for Southampton. That's back in December 2020. Of course, that was 2-1 win for Southampton. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game since Brighton beat Southampton back in the Championship back in January 2012. It's been a while, guys, since the home side have won this game. Meanwhile, of course, Brighton coming to this on the back of that 3-0 loss against Manchester City, with Burnley beating Southampton last time around as well. Meanwhile, the odds for this one then, we got Brighton coming at you 65 of the victory, 30-5 is your away win, and 9-4 is your draw. I'm back in Brighton here with another win, 1 win for them, keeping a clean sheet to boot. Meanwhile, Manchester City up against Watford, must-win game for Manchester City, of course, over at the Etihad. Played each other 18 times, 2001, 16 wins for City, nothing for Watford, and 2 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat though in the past 6 games for Manchester City, 67% form for them. Up against the Watford side, of course, just 1 win and 6 for them, 17% form heading into this. Last time around though, over at the Etihad, it was an 8-0 win for Manchester City back in September 2019. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture over at Vicarage Road was a 3-1 win for City back in December as well. City picking up a 3-0 win over Brighton, of course, and Watford did lose to Brentford last time around. The odds for this one, though, coming at you on Saturday, April the 23rd, is 10-1 on is your City. Red hot favourites, of course, 91 short, and 25-1 is your long shots. That's a Watford on this one. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for City. Not as big as before, but just enough, just as comprehensive of a victory for City. Next, of course, Brentford against Spurs. Bit of a stinker, this one for Spurs. Coming at you on Saturday, April the 23rd. Now, they played each other 2 times in 2021. 2 wins for Spurs, nothing for Brentford, and 0 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat the past 6 for Brentford right now. 83% form up against the Spurs side. Just 1 defeat past 5, 16% form over the last 6. Last time around, over in Brentford, we don't have one. But of course, they did play each other back-to-back this season. Was it? No, it wasn't this season. It was actually just the one time this season. 2-0 and it was for Spurs over at the Fancy Pants new stadium. Meanwhile, Spurs coming into this on the back of that loss against Brighton, with Brentford with a 2-1 win over Watford. Of course, they're looking pretty solid at the moment. Of course, run that stretch back the last 3 games. Meanwhile, the odds for this one, we have Brentford 10-3 for the victory, 5-2 is your, and 20-17 on is your Spurs. They're red hot favourites for this one. I don't know about that. I think it's going to be just a tight win for Spurs. 2-1 in the end. It could even go either way. So don't put your money on this one. That's your dead rubber. Ignore it. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace up against Leeds United coming at you on Monday, April the 25th. Now, these two sides have played 19 times in 1994. 5 wins for Palace, 12 wins for Leeds, and 2 draws. Of course, Palace, they're losing 3 in the bounce right now. 42% form up against Jesse Marsh's boys. That's Leeds, unbeaten in the last 4. 58% form for them heading into this. Last round over at Palace at Selhurst Park was a 4-1 win for Crystal Palace back in November 2020. The reverse fixture, of course, at Ellen Road was a 1-0 win for Leeds as well. In fact, the home side hasn't lost this game since Leeds lost to Crystal Palace at Ellen Road back in March 2006. It's been a while, guys. Meanwhile, Leeds picking up a 3-0 win over Watford last time around. Of course, Palace with that 1-0 loss against Newcastle United. The odds for this one, even Stevens is your Palace at 13-5 is your away win, and 13-5 is also your draw here. Back in, of course, I draw myself 2-2 in the end. Point split right down the middle. Who do you think? Who do you fancy on that one then? Let me know down below. Next, of course, we have the Freakazoids. That's right, Burnley up against Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course, over at Turdmore. That's right, played each other 33 times in 1994, 10 wins for Burnley, 17 wins for Wolves, and 6 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat past 4 games for Michael Jackson's boys, 42% form. Up against the Wolves side, of course, 1-3 and lost 3. That's 50% form heading into this. Last time around, though, over at Turdmore was a 2-1 win for Burnley. In fact, Burnley unbeaten against Wolves over the last 6 occasions, pick up 3 wins and 3 draws as well. Of course, the reverse fixture at Molineux was a 0-0 draw back in December, back in 2021. Of course, Wolves with a 1-0 loss against Newcastle. Of course, Burnley with that 2-0 win over the Saints that. Of course, look at the odds for this one. We have 9-5 as your Burnley, 2-1 as your draw, and 9-5 is also your away win. The bookies don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. I'm going to go with a draw here, 1-1 in the end. Point split right down the middle. What about you? What do you think about that one? Next, of course, is the battle of the ends. That's right, it's Norwich up against Newcastle United over at Carrow Road. Now, these two sides have played 23 times since 1994. We've got 6 wins to Norwich, 11 wins to Newcastle, and 6 draws as well. Just 1 win and 6 for the Canaries right now. 25% form up against the Geordie side, of course, 1-3 in the bounce. 50% form over the last 6. That's 1-3 and lost 3. Of course, last time around over at Carrow Road, it was a 3-1 win for Norwich back in August 2019 in the Premier League. Of course, the reverse fixture at St James's Park was a 1-1 draw back in November 2021. The Geordies looking red hot at the moment. 3 wins on the spin, but all those 3 wins were at home. Of course, as for the Norwich, of course, with a 3-2 loss against Manchester United. Of course, just 1 defeat past 3 for them. That was a tight loss, that one. Meanwhile, look at the odds for this one. We have 5-2 is your Norwich, 23-20 is your Geordies, and 23-10 is your draw here. Back in, of course, a 2-0 win for the Geordies here on the road to continue their good form, and of course, maybe even push for the top half of the season finish. Into the final 2 now, we have an all-London affair. We have Chelsea, who are on the ropes here, up against West Ham, who need a response as well. They've got their own stuff going on behind the scenes. 53 times they played Chelsea since 1993, 28 wins for Chelsea, got 60 wins for West Ham, and 9 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat past 4 for Chelsea, that's 50% form, that's 1-3 and lost 3. Up against the West Ham side, of course, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. That's 50% form for them heading into this. Also, last time around at Stamford Bridge, it was a 3-0 win for Chelsea back in December 2020. The reverse fixture, of course, at London Road was a 3-2 win for West Ham back in December, of course. Meanwhile, Chelsea did lose to Arsenal 4-2 last time around, with West Ham picking up a draw against Burnley last time around. The odds for this one, though, what have we got going on? We've got Chelsea 20-11 on for the Richie, 60-5 is your draw, 5-1 is your long shots. That's the hammers here, of course. Response from Chelsea, but only tight. 3-2 win in the end for Chelsea to take it to the house. So then wrap it up is the Battle of the Mersey. That's right, coming at you on Sunday night. That's right, on April the 24th. I'll try and do it in a Scouse accent. So here we go then. 62 times these two sides have played each other like. 27 wins for Liverpool, 10 wins for Everton, and 25 draws. That's right. Liverpool, though, coming to this at 83% form like. That's 1-4, drawn 2 of the last 6 games, though, up against the Everton side. That's managed by Frank Lampard. Just 1 win in the last 5 games. That's 42% form of the last 6. Of course, last time over at Anfield, of course, it was a 2-0 win for Everton, like back in February 2021. The reverse fixture over at Goodison this past campaign was a 4-1 win for Liverpool. That's right. Coming at you, though, last time around, Everton with a 1-1 draw against Leicester City, with, of course, Liverpool picking up a 4-0 win over Manchester United. Coming at you, that's on the 19th of April. The odds for this one, then, shall we? Of course, 11-2. I've bloody lost it. 11-2 on is your Liverpool, of course, 61 is your, and 14-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, the toffees. Going to go with a 4-0 win. Demolition, of course. Demolition job for Liverpool on this one. That is it. That's my picks, of course. Be sure to get your own picks as well. Cut your 4 Premier League. Now, please do this for the old on the old YouTube. Smash the old thumbs up. It does wonders for the old algorithm. I know you think it does absolutely nothing, but it does absolutely bits. If you can do that, of course, it'll get much reach, much more coverage, and maybe a much more competitive prediction league in the process. Be sure to do that. Please also smash your thumbs up if you are new as well. And if you want to go even further, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I'm also on Picture if you want to support the channel in and away. And we've also got a Discord. You can chat with me on the fly, preferably in the summer, because things will slow down just a little bit then. But until then, guys, that is it. I'll see you soon for the next ones. Until then, boys, we're done right now.